Hello everyone, welcome back to another Blacksmith Question of the Day. So in this video, we're going to do this as the Answering the Critics edition. Now, before anybody jumps to the comment section and getting your panties in a wad, please watch the rest of the video. This video is about answering some real life concerns from people who are big supporters of the channel or who have watched the channel for a while and felt that they needed to express their dissatisfaction with the current job that I'm doing. So again, this is where I just want to put that out there so this way I can explain a little bit about where the channel is going, and these questions or these comments just happen to highlight a reoccurring theme across the board of different comments and questions I've been getting. So again, stick with me. This isn't to bash on anybody. This is just to bring these and highlight them so I can answer them in detail. So first one comes in, we're going to start in nice and easy. This is somebody who actually likes what I'm doing. Bob Robertson said, I love the ASMR aspect of this new style of video, Roy. And then the explanation at the end is icing on the cake. You're awesome, man. Thanks. Well, Bob Robertson, thank you. Thank you for the accolades on that. I do appreciate it that you are enjoying the content as of yet. That may not always be the case, but again, I appreciate that comment. The next one comes in from Eric Milton. Eric Milton had asked a question of, does anyone have advice on hickory versus anti-vibration handled hammers? Great question, and Eric Milton, thanks for asking it. My advice on hand hammers of any size, shape, dimension, handle, variety, or whatever, is to do what suits best for you. Now, I personally like a hickory handle. I like a long hammer handle with a light head or a light weight on the hammer. This will be an ongoing debate, and if you ask 500,000 smiths, they'll all answer you about 100,000 different ways and questions and give you 100,000 different answers. So, you know, 500,000, 5 million, 50 million, they'll all answer it differently to you. So again, it'll be an ongoing debate until, well, long since after my boots are pointed skyward. So again, but to give you a little bit of advice, I say buy both and try them out. That is the best way to decide for yourself. I personally like, again, the hickory style hammer handles with you know, a lightweight hammer head. That is my preference, but you can certainly try the other ones. The ones I'm most not a fan of are the driving hammers that you can buy at like Harbor Freights and stuff, or like East Wings or Home Depots, where they got the yellow plasticky type hammer handle and really short head. I don't believe that those eliminate enough shock because of the short handle to do much good. Now on sledgehammers, it's a little bit different because there's a lot longer traverse for that shock wave to go across, and so therefore the hammer handle has a little bit more time to eat up that kinetic energy, as where with shorter wooden hammer handles, I feel that they do a better job of eating up that kinetic energy. So that's a personal preference of mine, but you're more than welcome to try it out and let us know how it turns out for you. Thank you for asking the question there, Eric. All right, on to the first criticism. So this is a great thing. This has been coming up a lot. So this isn't just this one person individual. And again, they've been around the channel for quite some time, so I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the feedback. This one came in from Steve Dingman. He said, very dark video. Hard to see exactly what was happening, but it looked really cool. So Steve Dingman, thank you for the comment. Thank you for the continued support of watching the videos, sir. I do appreciate that. But to address this is a great time to address this. So this is a technological blunder. I have a camera. That camera has a certain size sensor. That certain size sensor only allows in so much light, and so it's throttled at a certain point, okay? If I expose for the background to be bright, the foreground or the iron that will be being shaped, or the steel, will be completely blown out. It'll be looking like you're looking into the surface of the sun, and you will not be able to see the work as it happens or it progresses on the piece. So I have to expose for the steel. The problem with that is is I have terrible lighting in the shop right now. I have 4 lights. It's better. It's getting better than when I first moved here, but I need a lot more light in the shop in order to expose for both, to where the background doesn't turn completely black and you can still see it nicely, but you can also have the proper exposure on the steel. So that's a technological thing that I really can't do a lot about right now, because I have the effort. I want to put the effort into showing off the iron that is being forged. So that is my goal. That is the goal. That should be the goal of any blacksmith channel. Not to see my pretty face. It's to see the ironwork being forged. So that's the goal. I'm trying to do that. One thing to help with that, and I will put this out there, is if you don't think about it, a lot of times you have your screen brightness turned down. Try to crank up your screen brightness. I know that I like to run my screen brightness at about 50% or so. So this way, like for most of the day, so I can save battery life on my phone, and also on my computers and other things. I try to turn my screen brightness down a little bit so it's not so harsh. But that won't work if you're sitting in a pickup truck on a bright sunny day. You won't be able to see the work. So that's very, very difficult to see it right now. So I apologize for that. Thank you for bringing it up. Thank you for everyone who's voiced that concern about everything being very dark and you can't see it. Stick with me. As the shop improves, hopefully the lighting will continue to improve and things will get a lot brighter. Until then, watch me at night. That's all I can tell you. I know it sucks, but let's move on to the next one. Next one comes in from a Stephen Hutton. So thank you, Stephen Hutton, for the comment. And he writes, "Hi, Roy. Have followed you for some time and usually really enjoy your videos. However, am not overly keen on the videos where you don't explain what it is you're doing. Please go back to the old format and God bless." So Stephen Hutton, God bless you. Thank you, sir, for putting this out there, because I have gotten this comment somewhat regularly. Not all the time. Most people are liking the new content, but again, some people remember the old days where I did nothing but tutorials. And so this brings up a great point about where the channel's going in the future. I do hope you can stick with me. As far as the please go back to the old format, I have to speak to that first. That's not going to happen. I can't crank back time. I've learned a lot of different techniques. I've learned a lot of ways of filming in the way that I want to go forward to film my work, to highlight and illustrate what we're doing better. I just can't turn back the clock and go back that way. As far as what I want to do going forward with the new videos when I do tutorials is to add multiple camera angles into the same shot, which takes extreme amounts of time, like you wouldn't believe, to not only post-process or edit the content, but to film the content and get it all set up and working right. So it will take more time to do the tutorial type videos, but they will be better, and I believe that they are inherently better. Speaking of which, I have done plenty of tutorials in the last, well, basically since the first year. I haven't stopped doing tutorials. Unfortunately, YouTube has decided that my tutorial content isn't worth serving in front of people's eyeballs. And I know that by about 0.1% of people actually click on the video to watch it. So, and then half of those people only watch it to the end. So when you think about that, those are pretty stark numbers. If you take the 56,000 subscribers as the recording of this video, and you do 0.1%, 0.1% of those actually watch it, and only about 40 or so percent actually watch it to the end of the tutorial video. It kind of makes it feel like doing tutorial videos isn't worth it. So if you want to show this channel some love, if you want to show tutorial content some love, please show it with your eyeballs and your viewership. Please, out there. That's my begging. If you want to see education channels like ours continue to grow and be able to produce that educational content for absolutely free, it doesn't cost you a dime. It doesn't cost you a dime to sit here and watch this video. Show YouTube that it matters. Stop clicking on the garbage out there that it has flashy headlines and start clicking on good tutorial content that you want to see, and make YouTube have to start serving you that type of content. So Again, that was a little rant, little side rant. That's really not on Steven. It's just a kind of a personal thing that's near and dear to me. I want to do education, but it's really hard to put out educational content when it doesn't get in front of eyeballs, or nobody wants to watch, or it appears that nobody wants to watch that type of videos from me. So it's very hard for me to do that, to express that. So going back to the old format's probably not going to happen going forward. So let's move forward through time. Again, he's not overly keen on the videos where you don't explain what it is you're doing. So that's the next key element. Not every video that I produce is going to be a tutorial video going forward. And as for reasons previously explained, and for some other reasons that I haven't explained yet. So let's get right into those. Going forward on this channel, it is becoming increasingly harder and harder in order for me to make decent quality content that everybody can enjoy and watch, and me still have a family life with my kids who are growing up. I've got a daughter that'll be 10 this year, and I feel like I've spent 3 years almost ignoring them for doing YouTube and stuff, and I've got to do a better job as a father and a better job as a husband of slowing down. YouTube can wait, and I got to spend some time there. So with spending more time with my wife and kids and less time doing just constant daily 14 videos a week type content, I've went down to doing 3 videos a week, and I've been trying to focus on upping the quality of those 3 videos a week. You know, the quality of them, the visual quality and the informational quality. That being said, my ironwork that I'm planning on doing and the way that I want to progress as a blacksmith, the way I want to progress in my business, is going to require me to do more and more elaborate projects, and that is just not conducive to putting in to an 8-minute tutorial video online. It's not. I have a 16-foot driveway gate that I have to forge this year. I have multiple other projects on the back end. I have multiple hammer orders that have really super high relief chasing in them. I have multiple, I'm backed up on orders and work. And so with that being said, and doing all this new stuff going forward, it is increasingly more difficult to just pop open the camera and spend 6 hours making one singular tutorial. So that is going to get a little less, as where I try to bring you guys a little bit more on my day-to-day journey as a blacksmith, and share a bit more about the business side of blacksmithing, the back end side, the logistics of blacksmithing that's not necessarily talked about a lot, and kind of bring you guys along for the ride for kind of like a fly on the wall sort of experience. With that being said, I'm still a teacher at heart. So that's where I add those things at the end, where I give you some quick tips or a few things. I mention a few things. I point out and illustrate a few things about the video that you watch. So stick with me if that's what you want to do, if that kind of content's going to appeal to you in the future. Again, I can't go back in time, can't reverse the gears. This is just where I'm at right now. We'll see where I'm at in another decade or so, or another 2 years. Hey, it's a big wide world out there. Who knows what I will get myself up to. But I do thank everyone who has stuck with me thus far, and I hope that the content will be entertaining and will be interesting and will be educational enough going forward that I can continue to educate you out there as blacksmiths, and that you'll stick with me. So that's it for today. Again, none of this is to take and bash the commenters at all. I'm very super appreciative of those comments and those concerns. I really am. Don't take that the wrong way. I'm very, very appreciative of them. They just give a good point for me to take and address what has been a common consensus. And I say common, I've maybe 4 or 5 comments, maybe a month I get in along this line. So again, just to speak to those people on the channel, yes, the content's changing, but I believe that it's going to be changing for the better. So stick with me, see where it goes. If it fits you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I want to be honorable with your time. So that's it. I'm going to shut up. let you back to your work or whatever else you were doing in your life before you decided to watch a 14, 15-minute long video or whatever this is. And thank you so much for watching. If I've earned your subscription first time to the channel, hit that subscribe button and set that bell for all notifications. I greatly appreciate it if you did. And also, if you're new to the channel, check out our live streams on Friday nights. We do them every other Friday, where we try to give away blacksmithing tools. And that is solid 2.5 hours of nothing but instruction and giveaways. So definitely go check those out if you find the time to do so. So that's it. God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one.